Hey, fifth grade, if you're watching this video, you have completed the writing process so far. You have completed the pre-writing step. You have completed your draft 1. You have completed revision, and you created a draft 2. So now you're ready to edit and to create draft 3. So I'm going to jump back to this presentation just to walk you through where you've been and where you are currently. So you watched this intro to the assignment on slide 1. You watched the pre-writing video lesson, then created a Google drawing of a web for this poem's topic. Then you use that web and you watch the video found on slide 3 on how to create draft 1. And then you clicked on that assignment or that document in the assignment in the Your Work section, and you use that pre-writing drawing or that web to create your draft 1. Then you watch this video found on slide 4 on revising and draft 2. You used the draft 1 that you created and you pasted it into the doc for draft 2, and then you completed the revision process. So now you are watching the video hosted on slide 5 on editing and creating draft 3. So to get started, we're going to go back into the assignment and we're going to hover until we see the document that has editing, that is called editing draft 3 for free verse poem number 2. That's right here. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see that the very first thing that you see in this document is your editing check sheet. So you would, of course, go in here, type your name, type the title of your poem, you would type today's date. And then that's all you're going to do with that document for right now. Then you're going to scroll down to page 2. Okay, so you're going to go in and you're going to select either using Control A. I don't really recommend that method. Actually, I think it's probably going to work out better for you to use your mouse. So I'll probably go in and change that so it reads select using your mouse and copy your revised draft 2 and paste it here. Then use your editing check sheet found on page 1 of this doc to edit your poem. So we're going to need to go in here and we're going to go into our draft 2. Our revising and draft 2, we're going to open that in a tab. We're going to use our mouse. Remember, this has revisions that I made yesterday, so it's not the same poem that was on draft 1. I'm going to hit Control C. Let's see if that works. All right. And then I'm going to click into this draft. I'm going to go to the end of that text because I want to leave it there. And then I'm going to hit enter a couple times, and then I'm going to hit Control V. Oh, it worked this time. Okay, so it pasted in. Now I need to go back up to my editing check sheet, and I need to see what the first thing I'm editing for. So it's obvious stuff. My sentence is perfect. So when I come back down here, I am only looking at the obvious basic things that we've known since we started writing in kindergarten. So have I capitalized where I need to capitalize? And with a free verse poem, that's kind of up to you. Have I punctuated where I need to punctuate? Again, that's up to you because this is a free verse poem, and the rules that you follow are kind of the rules that you make. Just make sure that whatever you do, that you're consistent with that. Okay? You're going to make sure that you left spaces between your words. You're going to make sure that it is in line. It is in lines and stanzas. So just the basics, okay? Anything that's obvious, like your title. Actually, we'll get to that later. So just anything that's obvious that you have known that should be happening in your writing since you were a beginning writer. Okay, so that's the obvious stuff. Then you're going to come up here after you've edited your work for that, and you're going to put an X in that box. The next thing you're going to edit for, you're going to highlight and look up every word you're not 100% certain of. So you're checking for spelling. So you can do this 2 ways. I think it is important to do it individually. So you can see that it says it's already telling me that this word is not spelled correctly. So I would probably highlight that word, and then I can double click using my mouse pad, and it's going to suggest, did you mean this? Okay, now you can clearly see that this is a bunch of gibberish. And the reason it's asking me that is because it already showed up in my document. So this might work out for you, or you might have to say that you need to ignore it, or maybe you do want it to be corrected to that. I know this is kind of difficult to understand because I did only type gibberish, but I didn't want you to have to sit through a 20-minute video lesson while I constructed that poem. So this is just for demonstration purposes. You can also do a spelling and grammar check, but definitely reread every word of your poem and make sure that it looks right in your mind. And if it doesn't look right in your mind, then highlight it and check it. Okay. If you want to run a spelling and grammar check afterwards, you can do that by double clicking, or you can always go up here to tools and run a spelling and grammar check. Okay. So after you're done with that step, you're going to put an X in that box. And now you're going to move on to the next thing on your editing check sheet. Capitalize the first, last, and important words in your title. This one is so easy, but yet I keep getting work that's been submitted without this step done, and there's an X in the box. So all you're doing is focusing on this title, okay? You're looking to see, did I capitalize the first word in the title? Yes, A is capitalized. Did I capitalize the last word in my title? Yes, Hawaii is capitalized. Did I capitalize the important words that fall between the first and last word? Yes, I needed to capitalize week, but I didn't need to capitalize in. So now that I've done that step, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to put an X in the box. And then the last thing that I'm checking for is to see if I capitalize the personal pronoun I. Because of the world of texting and gaming and all of the other things that you do online or on your phones, you guys don't go in and capitalize the personal pronoun I. And anytime I is used as a word all by itself, it should be capitalized. So you're just going to go through and you're going to read every single word and line in your poem. And you're going to make sure that if you use the word I all by itself, that it is capitalized. Once you've done that, you're going to come back up here and you're going to click an X. You're going to click in that box and you're going to add an X. Okay, so you are done with the editing process now. Of course, you can always go in and make changes to your poem. So this is the step of editing, but if something else jumps out to you and you see that you want to change something, then by all means do so, because you're the writer and you're the boss. So once you're done with that, then you're ready to move on to the last step of the writing process, which is polishing and publishing. So you'll hop back into that slide that Google presentation that has all of the videos, and you'll watch the final video. But hopefully editing was easy. Hopefully this process was not difficult for you, and you can definitely see how you've grown as a writer and how your poem has gotten better and better with each draft. So guys, that's it. We're calling this draft 3. You're all done with that step.